Want to go deeper with Lobbing Scorchers? You know, scratch under the surface, get down even dirtier than we already get? Become a YouTube member. Sometimes things just get a little too spicy, a little too weird, and a little too loose for the general public. And you know, the people to see that are YouTube members. We're talking about exclusive bonus videos, the podcast after show, exclusive written content, and little bits and pieces of information before the unwashed masses know about it. As a member, you not only get access to all of this amazing content, you get a badge next to your name and a slew of amazing emotes to use, not only in our live stream chat, but also in our comments section. And yes, we do have an emote for Jesus Ferreira, Ghost Snack, and Paul Rothrock. This is the best way to help keep us independent and keep us building out this crazy YouTube brand that we call Lobbing Scorchers. Hit the join button down below or hit the link in the top of our description if you're on mobile to join the ranks and become a Lobbing Scorchers YouTube member.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome in to a post-game live. I'm here at Lumen Field running it solo, and hopefully my audio is working. Noah is out of town, so we're going to do this flying by the seat of my pants. Let me know if you can hear me or not. That's going to be important information. But the Seattle Sounders, if you can hear me, just beat Club Tijuana 2-1, and they are the only MLS club to go a perfect 3-0 through Leagues Cup Phase 1. It didn't necessarily feel like that, I would say, like during the game in the immediate aftermath. Because that was not the prettiest game. Seattle got scored on first. They had to come back. They had to deal with some late shenanigans. But they get the job done. And they are at 3-0, 11 goals scored, plus 9 GD, and they are through to the Leagues Cup quarterfinals. Like I said, not as euphoric as a 7-1, perhaps, but a monumental win nonetheless. I mean, Seattle just beat 3 Liga MX teams in a row, guys. That's not easy to do. That's not easy to do under any circumstances. Max, I am in a broadcast booth vacated that they let. This is the same one that Noah and I used last time, but I'm doing this from my laptop. So I saw someone said that the lighting was weird. Sorry, this is all I can do. This is all I can do tonight, guys. But we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like the video, please. Sub to the channel. Rate 5 stars. Write reviews. LobbingScorchers.com/sauce. LobbingScorchers.com/archive. It was a gritty game. That was a gritty game. Like a couple of you have mentioned, Albert Rusnak and Ryan Kent both leave with injuries, which was unfortunate. So that's something that's going to have to be contended with in the coming days. I'm not primed to what updates Schmetz might have given at the presser for that. So we'll have to find out. But the boys gave their hammies for the cause. They did. And hopefully those aren't too serious. I mean, if they're going to win this tournament, Albert Rusnak, you would think, would have to play a big part of it. I think they are better equipped than most with the depth that this team has to handle an absence like that. But it's still, it's not ideal. But they had to gut this one out. And they did exactly that. Where do you guys want to start? Well, first of all, I'm going to drop the call link in the chat right now. And honestly, I'm running double duty for a few more minutes here. So if you guys want to jump on and just lay down takes, it would legitimately help me out. So feel free to hop in. But I'll just start with the first half because they should have had at least 2 goals in the first half that could have dusted this way earlier and made it way less dramatic than it ended up being. So the first one was the sequence where Rusnak put the corner kick in. Yamar heads it off the post. Ferreira, it goes right to Ferreira, who has a wide open net, and he heads it off the post. So that was unfortunate. And then Seattle gets a penalty kick right at the end of the first half, which Rusnak bams off the post. And, it's funny. Right as Rusnak hit that one off the post, I was like, man, they're going to score before the half, aren't they? That's the thought that went through my head. And they did. It was a nice goal by their number 10. I'm not even going to lie. He hit that nice. So Seattle goes to the locker room 1-0. But, for me at that point, them scoring a goal is kind of irrelevant when you need one goal. That means you need to score once at home against Club Tijuana to go through. So if you can't do that, you don't deserve to advance, right? And they did do that. Osaze and Moose get the goals. We got a caller named Albert Hader in the queue. All right, we're gonna bring him on. I wonder how this is gonna go, but Albert Hader, what's up, man? Thanks for calling in. 2-1 over Club Tijuana. 3-0 in phase 1 play. Only perfect MLS club. What do you think?
Well, I appreciate the content, first of all. I'm really impressed. I don't think we moved the ball around this well in a couple of games. And I really don't think we need Albert. I mean, I think the way Roldan and Obed is playing, if Pedro keeps this up, I think we'll be fine. I think De Rosario's looking really good. I know it's mainly headers and aerial play from him, but who knows? Maybe we should play him and Moose up top, and we just keep putting crosses in and pray for the best.
Okay, your audio was out for me for the first all of that, so I didn't hear the first part of the take. Can you hear me? Is it?
Yeah. No. You're good.
I'm good. All right. I mean, can you give me the nutshell of your original take, and I'll tell you what I think.
Yeah, I think we're moving the ball really well. I don't think Albert's going to be a huge miss. I think other people can thread the ball through the middle. I think other people can take set pieces. I know you guys are big Albert guys, and
we're on the other side of that debate. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really an Albert hater.
We have rapport with the brigade. It's fine.
Right. Yeah, I'm not really an Albert hater. I just don't think he's DP level quality.
That's a common take.
Yeah, right. I think he did earn it last year if you just look at the numbers, but I think it'd be nice to move on to someone else. But back to the game, yeah, I think since the Club World Cup, it feels like the Club World Cup was a really good gym that we went to, and we got stronger as a result of it.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm not really afraid of anyone right now. It'd be nice if Ryan Kent was more consistent. I'm a big Pedro guy, and hopefully he can keep it up. I mean, do you think Pedro's not match fit enough to play 2 games in a week? What's going on over there?
Well, I think this lineup tonight was more rotated than I was expecting anyway. And I think in this situation, it was probably more he was falling into the category of everyone else who got a rest this phase 1 schedule was pretty crazy. These games are all pretty close together. So, I mean, I think they probably are being more careful with him than they might be with some other guys, given the history there. Yeah. But based on how Schmetz handled the rest of the 11, it didn't surprise me that he was part of the group that got rotated out. But I definitely found myself in the first half, and especially in the second half too, feeling like, man, I mean, this could use God mode Pedro, which is what he's been lately.
Yeah, I mean, I know he needs to be rotated, like you said. It's not unexpected, but we also want to keep his momentum up. And he's a guy that needs a lot of chances in a game. So
yeah, I definitely agree with that. And that is a tricky balance with him. But I think in this situation where they made the calculation that moving some guys out, starting Osaze and KKR and RBW and stuff, they clearly made the calculation that was something that they had to do, except for the double pivot. You already know that the double pivot is going to play no matter what. But I guess I don't know. Were you tripping about the lineup at all when you saw it? Or
no? I mean, once again, it's not shocking. It's just kind of how it's been this season. I think KKR should play more often, but I'm just biased. I know it's probably good to shift it based on who you're playing, but I feel like we could rotate less in general. But it's different with the Leagues Cup because there's multiple games in a week, so I get that. Kind of like the Club World Cup, right?
Yeah, exactly. Albert Hader, I got one person in the queue behind you, but do you got any other takes you wanted to lay down there, get out there about this game or Leagues Cup or the game's coming up?
No, I think I got it all out. I'm just looking forward to more Pedro.
Hell yeah. I mean, I think we all can all co-sign that agenda. Thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate you. Call back in on the next one.
Thank you.
Take care. All right. We're going to keep it pushing. We got Sam up next. Sam, if you can hear me, give me that thumbs up. All right. Sam, what's up, man? I got a little double duty I have to run here. So Seattle Sounders 2-1 over Club Tijuana. Only perfect MLS club in phase 1 play. How are you feeling? Take it away for a minute or two here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's amazing to, say that we're the only team that won all 3 of our League Cups games. And obviously in the new format, it was against Liga MX teams. So it's great to say. I think it's kind of funny that we are going to be rooting for LA Galaxy to win tomorrow to knock Portland out. Because, also...
Someone was saying that Seattle people should be rooting against the Galaxy because they have hosting rights. But what does that really mean with the 2025 LA Galaxy?
I mean, for me, I'm I'd rather play the Galaxy versus Portland because, Portland rivalry and all that. But in Galaxy, they're pretty trash. So, I mean, they've been played better recently, but.
I was thinking just in general, it's going to be pretty nice tomorrow to be able to just kind of watch the rest of these games and watch the rest of everyone scrap it out, already knowing that Seattle clinched first. That's going to be nice and relaxing. I'm glad we don't have to deal with having it up to some other results tomorrow. I'm
not sure if you know, but how the rest of the, based off the standings, how the rest of the matches play out with us having to play the LA Galaxy on Sunday. I don't know if that's going to get moved. That's still going to happen. And then obviously what is the lineup going to look like if we have a game after that or before that?
Sorry, say that again.
So with us now advancing, I don't know, we play LA Galaxy, or we're supposed to play LA Galaxy on Sunday, I believe. So I don't know if our next League Cup matches before or after that, and then what lineups would look like.
It's after that. I'm pretty sure the quarters aren't for a couple weeks here. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not like it's coming right up like that. They are going to have to juggle and balance and mix and match and all that when that comes. But for now, I think there's, as I understand it, at least a week or two, I think, between phase 1 and the quarters. So they can kind of chill for now, but then it's going to pick back up again. Yeah, not till August 20th. Thanks, Dan. Let's talk some Osaze, I guess. Last caller mentioned it, but another goal. I think this was his best goal, don't you think? I mean, rising up, he beasted that guy, and it was in a big spot. They needed that goal, and he came through. So, I mean, I've been saying that scoring goals is the way to get everyone's attention and make your case for more run, and that's what he's doing right now. So, what did you see from the kid?
Yeah, so I actually was very happy with him. I was texting my other friends that one of them was at the game, and I said like, I'm not that much upset about not getting Noah Ohio now because I'm like, I want to see more from Osaze, you know.
That's kind of how I feel. Like I don't know if that's like jumping the gun, but like when you have an internal option that's producing like this, it's worth finding out if you struck gold, because that can give you a pretty big leg up. So
yeah, I mean, you and Noah mention it like all the time. It's like you don't know how a transfer is going to come in, right? So like seeing how like Asaze has come up through the system, like he's come up through the Sounders system. He kind of knows like how the Sounders play. You know, we might get more out of him than we would have got out of Noah Ohio. Like we don't know, right? Like that's to be seen, but like as of how the last few games have gone, I'm like, okay, I'm cool with like, let me see how like more of these minutes go, and then maybe we concentrate those U22s on replacing Obed or replacing like. I'm still on the band of I think it's time to move on from Nuhu. So even though I feel like he's had decent games recently, I still am like, I want to see a better left back, go back to the like Jovan Jones and Brad Smith era.
Absolutely. Sam, I got two people in the queue behind you, but anything else that you wanted to hit on here with this game or Leagues Cup before?
Yeah, so the one thing I just want to say is I was a big fan of the Pedro and Paul on the winger, so I'd like to see more of that, Pedro, Paul, Albert, and then Danny or Osaze up top is what I want to see more of. So hopefully we can see more of that, and if not, we'll see what happens.
Hell yeah, Sam. Thanks for calling in, man. Gonna bring Max on next, but good stuff. We'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good one. All right, we got the Sounder at Heart guru, photographer extraordinaire, Max Aquino himself, jumping on the show right now. Looks like he's back in the press box, is he not?
No, I'm hiding in the hallway.
Oh, okay. Well, you're basically there.
Yeah.
First of all, were you shooting tonight or were you just hanging out?
Oh, I was shooting tonight.
You get some good snaps? Get all the goals?
Yeah. I was in the good spot for Moose's celebration, so those should be up on. Those will probably be the game recap photos. So, hooray!
Hell yeah! What did you think of the match? Only perfect MLS club in phase 1 play.
It was not a CONCACAF game, but it's the second most CONCACAF game I've seen.
Oh yeah, we were chatting about that. Tell the reference that you made for that. I'd forgotten about this one.
The CD Olympia game from like 2015 when Olympia scored early in the game, then time wasted the rest, and then Freeburg put in a goal. Then Brad Evans got that last second PK and got right in the goalkeeper's face. That was the craziest CONCACAF style game I've seen. Today was up there. It was definitely up there. I wish that the referee would have locked down on the time wasting, because they were time wasting from the opening whistle. But I thought she actually had a pretty good game. There's no point where it's like, what the heck is a foul?
I thought so too. I thought she was pretty good actually for the most part. Their game plan was interesting, because I think you're right. They were doing that gamesmanship stuff, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, you guys, don't you have to score like 4 to realistically go through? So should you really be playing it like this? But I mean, that's what they did. And it felt like the right game plan for a game that they only had to win by 1 goal. It would have been an actively good game plan for that. But for them needing to like get a big multi-goal win, it felt like it was a like sit deep and counter setup, which I don't know lends itself well on the road in a game that you need to win like they did. But I don't know.
Right. I got to say that De Rosario, I was really impressed with. Like his movement was good, his header was good. What most impressed me was his ability to body defenders off of the ball. He was able to create his own space at least 3 or 4 times. That created opportunities. And then when he touched it to the end line, where I've seen us previously let the ball go out of bounds, he managed to control the ball and actually bring it back in. and even though he recycled it every time, it kept attacks alive. I think he's got the potential to be something special. So, and I wasn't saying that earlier. Tonight was the first night I was like, okay, this kid could be good. He could be good.
I mean, every goal he scores, he's going to make people feel like that more and more. It's kind of a weird situation because he's 24 and hasn't really gotten his career off the ground yet. And you don't usually see someone who hasn't popped like at that age take some kind of crazy leap. But one portion of the Schmetz presser that I did hear tonight was when he was asked about Osaze, and he said this game was a step forward for him. Like Schmetz saw something that was like different than he had been seeing, that he was like very pleased with. And he clearly thinks highly enough of him to start him in a game like this, which is, I think, no small thing. So the Osaze stock, man, it's intriguing at the very least. Like it is still small sample, and it is kind of an unconventional trajectory that he's on. But he's scoring goals right now, and tonight he came up big tonight. He really did.
Yeah, and I was disappointed that we didn't get Noah Ohio, but I'm not itching for another forward at this point. I think we could use a little bit more depth, especially like if Moose gets injured or if Asasa gets injured. But I mean, I don't want to see Asasa relegated to the bench either. So I want to see more of what he's got.
Yeah, no, like I had talked myself into the No Ohio thing, but now that it's not happening and Osaze is scoring goals, and I've been saying that his type of profile is a low hit rate anyway, which should not preclude you from taking swings. Like I definitely think you got to take swings when you have these U22 spots open, but like I don't think that transfer going through or not going through is going to make or break the season or the roster. If they get Osaze banging in goals, that sort of, I think, offsets whatever you might have theoretically lost by not getting No Ohio over the line, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I know you got more people on the line, so I'll keep it pretty short here. Last thing I wanted to mention that what I really appreciated tonight from the entire team was a lot of times when we start an attack and we sort of lose it, we just kind of give up and retreat into a defensive shell to get the counter press going. But what I appreciated tonight is how often we made second attempts at the ball and third attempts at the ball, and we're able to poke it free and then keep it and recycle it one more time. It probably led us to probably like 4 or 5 extra attacks, which I think makes a difference over time. And the only thing that I thought we were missing was that when a lot of times we'd have like these really quick 1-2, 1-2s, and then someone wasn't expecting the 1-2. So I think that once we get our anticipation and our chemistry together just a little bit more, I think it's there. I really am excited to see what we do going forward, but I think that we're on the right track. So,
I mean, definitely like the offense has been the hottest attack in MLS. And if you combine Leagues Cup in there for the past like month now, they scored 11 goals in Leagues Cup, which, skewed slightly by the 7th spot. But to me, if you drop a 7th spot, I mean, right. That's yeah, exactly. You're doing something right. But Max, thanks for calling in again, man. Appreciate you. We got Bad Sequels up next, but have a good one. Yeah, I'll see you. I'll see you at the next one. All right, Bad Sequels up next. If you can hear me, bringing you to the stage right now. Bad Sequels, welcome in. I don't know if you've called in before, but I know you're a big supporter. So first of all,
I haven't. Yeah,
okay, first time caller. Appreciate you, man. You're
appreciate
one of our
you guys.
Supporters, so thank you for that. And while I attend to something here, take it away, man.
Appreciate you.
Perfect 3-0-0 Leagues Cup, only MLS club to do it. How are you feeling?
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, long time listener, first time caller, so appreciate it. Yeah, thought it was a good game, definitely a tense game. The first point I was going to bring up that I feel like I haven't heard yet was I thought RBW had a pretty good game.
Glad you brought it up. I think tell me if you agree. I think that was the best RBW game I've seen in terms of like complete performance front to back.
Yeah, especially from a defensive standpoint. I mean, they threw like whatever the 16-year-old Messi out there, and he shut him up. Like
I didn't hear from that kid. I don't think one time the whole game.
No, the crowd was silent after he made his sub appear on. So yeah, I thought RBW had a strong game. Didn't like put up anything crazy assist wise or in the offensive side, but yeah, all around complete performance wise, definitely thought it was his best game.
It was the defense for me, man. It was the defense. Like he was winning his 1v1s. He was clearing balls out. His positioning was on point. Like I that's been the thing with RBW. Very good going forward. Not as disciplined or positionally sound, perhaps in defense. And so it was just good to see him do that. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, it was nice to see it. No yellow cards, he made it through the game. Just like
he didn't get ejected. No one got ejected. In fact, the only person to get ejected was on their team. So like that's a nice welcome change of pace. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice when the tables are turned a little bit, but nice to see just like all around kind of a good backline performance. I mean, you can't really stop a goal like that in certain games. So I feel like Andy T really only gets beat by like Golazzos. So I feel bad for the guy.
He
like
almost
when he
got to
doesn't get a
that
shutout.
too.
Yeah.
He almost got to that. And he had a couple big time saves. They had that breakaway kind of near the end that it might have been 2-1. I think it was 1-1 at that point. And he came out and made a big save. So Andy T continues to shine. What else do you see? What did you like, not like? How are you feeling about their chances in this tournament?
Yeah, honestly, feeling pretty good. I mean, to go like a three-peat against some Liga MX teams, I mean, I feel like that's a pretty good confidence boost going in to have the one spot. Feeling pretty good about like how the team's doing, especially like today's game. I felt like was a little bit more lineup rotation heavy to some extent, especially up top, and to still be able to like pump out, what did you say, 11 goals in the last few games, even with some like rotation. I feel like once we really get like a true 11 out there, we'll have a pretty good chance.
Yeah, hopefully, and we'll see what happens with Rusnak. I think any like full strength 11 for this team has him in there. But you do have I think it's Inter Miami looked great without Messi tonight, but like for them, his presence alone defines the ceiling.
Yeah.
Whereas Seattle, I think their roster's like more top heavy. Seattle's is deeper. So like theoretically, the deeper team should be able to withstand a situation like that more than the team that's more top heavy. I mean, they won 3-1 tonight, so I'm not like taking anything away, but it's without Messi. But like, I like if Ferreira has to play there, I would feel okay about that. Even Danny Leyva. So
yeah, I felt good about some of the rotation with the subs coming in, just with some of the shifting lineup. So all in all, happy with how the team's looking. Moose is looking like a really competent backup. I thought Di Rosario had a good game. It was weird. I felt like me and my dad were chatting the whole game and thought some of his like pressing could have been a little bit better at some times, but then he shuts us up with that great goal, so can't complain.
Yeah, I think like the sort of pressing that Schmetzer ball requires, he's maybe not like as refined on that yet. But like I think the encouraging thing with Osaze at least is like he's like it feels like he's learning and improving, and I think that's what kind of Schmetzer was talking about at the presser. So I don't have anyone else in the queue right now, Bad Sequels. So if you want to cook another take or two,
let me see.
Feel free.
Trying to think what else I thought of the game. Nice to see. I mean, just all in all, nice to see like the Liga MX side coming in, not like overly chippy. I mean, I know it got like a little bit crazy at some points, but I just thought it was a clean game all in all. Didn't think the refs did a bad job. So
no,
it was nice to see a little bit.
We hit on it a little bit, but like I think we've been talking negatively about officiating a lot, dating back to the last few games of the league season. So it was nice to watch a game where I pretty much was like, all right, I see why that was called. There's relative consistency to how fouls are being called. There's always going to be a few calls in there that like I didn't understand how the dude who trucked Alex Roldan didn't get a yellow. There's a couple things like that.
There's a couple weird calls like that. Yeah,
I had something that I wanted to hit that I haven't hit yet though. That sequence at the end where they tried the the coordinated offside trap, and
my gosh.
and then it didn't get called offside, and Seattle got the corner awarded, and then scored off that subsequent corner. That was hilarious. They were so mad about that their number 6 got a red, like after the final whistle, red card. they were crashing out about it on the field when it happened. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. I'm sure that they're like, that's something that like teams have done. Like, I don't think they're the first team to do that, but like everyone on their line jumped forward at the same time, which I thought it worked. I thought that the AR did like miss that everyone on Seattle was offside. But dude, that is risky as hell to pull that out at that juncture in the game. Because if you do mistime that, which and like you saw why, because it didn't get called, and it gives the other team just like everyone is wide ass open right in front of goal. So you got to be like absolutely perfect on that. And did you think that they pulled it off? Because I actually thought that if you slowed it down, Seattle was offside and it just didn't get called, and then they scored out on the subsequent corner, which was sick.
Yeah, it honestly happened so fast. I feel like I didn't even give it a second thought. That the guys in the row behind me were definitely asking about it. They were chatting if it was offside or not. So I mean, I feel like they probably had a chance to look at it, VAR maybe, but
well, see, they didn't score though. They didn't score,
That's
so
fair,
VAR wouldn't look at it. And that was what was so
yeah.
funny about it, was that they kept doing the VAR sign at the ref, but it's like they're not gonna review an offside call where they don't. You can pull it back for fouls and stuff like that, but like I don't think a call like that they would ever do that. So that was
I'll take it honestly at the end of the day. So
I mean, whatever, if you're pulling out stops like that at that juncture in the game, at this juncture
80 plus
it doesn't work. You can't. I don't think you can feel that aggrieved. But it was like I don't think I've ever seen that, and I was just kind of pondering the like how effective that could actually be, because if it had worked, it would have been pretty sick.
Yeah,
it didn't work.
Hey, I mean, it would have been great if they pulled it off. Yeah, we would have been saying it was just like a perfect maneuver. But I was pretty shocked that even on the corner, I thought there was a little offsides on the corner, but it looked like Moose played it perfect. So he
was onside on the corner, and I think that's another takeaway for me from these last couple of games is how much better the set pieces have been. That has been a weak link of the team this year, after being a strong suit last year, at least on like dead ball situations.
Yeah.
So not on corners, I know, but like the free kicks, Rusnak's free kicks were really good last year. He hasn't been as on point with those this year. So his to see them getting these goals off set pieces, and then the last one was a Ferreira corner. So that was nice to see as well. We got a bunch of people tapping in now. Cool. So sequels, if you got any other last takes here, feel free to let them rip. Thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah, no, I think I ran about all my takes dry, so appreciate the time. Thank you.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks for all your support, and call into the next one. Dish some more takes.
I will. Yeah, I'll do my best. Right. Appreciate it.
Love it. Yeah, take care. Have a good one. All right, we got Danny up next, Tribe after that, Kenny after that, Hunch after that. There's a bunch of you here, so I'm going to bring Danny on right now. And Danny, floor is yours. 2-1 victory over Club Tijuana, 3-0-0, only MLS club to achieve phase 1 perfection. How you feeling?
I think it was a tough win, right? It wasn't like one of the I don't know. It was kind of like a battle, it was a little bit more chippy of a match. That's my take. So I don't know. It wasn't as clear of like, oh, we dominated the game necessarily. I felt like it was just a little bit more battly than, say, the Cruz Azul game, if you will,
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, but that's sort of
CONCACAF, baby.
It's more normal for tournament footy. Like the Cruz Azul game was fun, but like realistically, that's just not gonna happen ever again. Probably like a 7 spot on a Liga MX team where you score one of the best goals in global footy like all year. It was awesome. I wish that would happen in every tournament game, but like this is much more what these games are like. So I think like the attrition and the survival aspect of it, these are like important experiences, and it's like it's why this team goes God mode in tournaments like this, because they know how to be in a game where they get scored on first and things aren't looking that good and they're not going well, and you just find a way. So I think that's another encouraging thing as well. Do you have anything on Osaze? I feel like that's the other big storyline of the night.
Osaze, I was saying he dunked on the dude. Like he just rose up and literally like over the dude that was defending him. He just got his ups, and it's like, oh, you're not jumping with me? Okay, well, I'll just dunk on you. Like he just it was just that was a
good way to describe it. Like he posterized that guy, which it's like that is the type of stuff like with his physical profile that he brings to the table, right? Like he's that like big bodied target physical number 9 type profile that we've said that this team could use for a while. So whether he becomes like a consistent goal scorer with that profile remains to be seen, but he's doing it right now. So that was a good. I remember Clint Dempsey when he scored the game winner in Portland, that famous one at Providence. After the game, he was like, "Man, that must be what it feels like to dunk in a basketball game." I feel like Osaze must have felt like that. Like
it was like one of those drop step dunks where you just like in the paint and you just drop on a guy that's on you and you hip check him and just totally just like I've dunked on, like, I'm 6'3", 6'4", you know, so like I've done it once or twice, you know, but yeah. So it was kind of cool to see just him just like, oh, you're like when people don't go with you, you're like, oh, you're not coming up with me, and he just had it on him. But like hot take before that goal, I was like, oh, is he getting subbed out at half? Are we moving like Jesus up the line? You know, like, are we going to put De La Vega? Like I was like doing my little Brian Smith.
I had the same thought actually. Like, do you do this at 45? Like straight up, that half was not good. You're down a goal.
Yeah.
Like, do you? But I think Schmetz sticking with it ended up paying off, and I think me thinking that at least was probably a little reactionary. I mean, because they should have been ahead in that half. Like the fact that double poster one, like with Yamar and Ferreira, like that. That is a goal like 9 times out of 10. I don't know how neither of those went in. And then they get a PK that Rusnak, who is usually like pretty good on his PKs, yeah. I think. Like he's not like a guy that I consider that I don't trust from the spot. He's been making him at least the last 2 years since he's been taking him since Ladero left. I think he only missed, I think that was actually his 3rd miss. So maybe he's not the most lockdown. Like he's not Ladero level lockdown on PK.
Wasn't Brad Evans like never missed any of them or something like that? Like there's
Brad Evans famously never missed one. I think he went like 8 for 8 or something.
Yeah, wild story.
That would have been, they needed Brad out there tonight for sure. But
like my hot take, you got no more people in the queue. I'll just give my last little take is like, I think this was a good depth charge. You know, we went a little deep. There's a couple subs, you know, so that's, you know, it was good to see Kent get a run out. I'm not sure on the injuries yet because I just got home. So like what the Kent or Rusnak injury is. But I
don't know either at this point. I haven't peeped the Schmetz presser. He probably doesn't have fully like up to date info yet, but we'll find out. I think that is the downside of this game is the injuries. Obviously, Rusnak is a crucial player, but then Ryan Kent's got 2 assists in his last 2 games, and I felt like he was honestly not that effective in the first half, but I mean, he gutted through it. These teams are fouling the shit out of him. They're bullying him, and he's fought through it and got a couple dimes in the last 2 games. So hopefully he can get back in short order, because I still have my stock. I still have it.
But these are like, I think he's a little, you know, I think he's better than a championship player at the, you know, in the UK, you know what I'm saying? Like, and championship is chippy. Like it's foully. It's kind of rough, like CONCACAF, as far as I know. I'm not too keen.
No, you're right. At least reputationally. Yeah.
Yeah. And so to me, I think like I think he's a step above that, and so it's kind of hard for him to play down. Like I don't know when it's like chippy and foully, but like I said, my last take was like at least we were able to play him. He was able to get meaningful minutes and play well. I thought like at least there was a couple plays that he played. There was sometimes he got his the ball picked off of him. He was trying to be too clever.
Still getting dispossessed a little too much. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're able to give him minutes. Meaningful minutes is important, to get confidence and just roll
and
out.
he's contributing right now, which like I think in that little period of time where he wasn't playing as well, it felt like he wasn't contributing like we saw that he could in his first few games. So just seeing him like even having just sequences in these games where he looks more like that again. I thought he had a couple nice shake and bake jukes tonight to get him into space like we saw him do in those early games. And then, of course, like getting on the stat sheet, you can't argue with that. But all right, Danny, we're going to bring Tribe on now, but thank you so much for the call as always, man. Good stuff. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Adios.
Take care. All right, Tribe, my guy Tribe, we're bringing him on right now. Tribe, what's up, man? Go ahead and take it away. 2-1 over Club Tijuana, only MLS club to go 3-0-0 in Leagues Cup Phase 1. Off to the quarters. How you feeling? Oh, I don't have your audio.
Hold up.
Oh, there you are. Yep, you're good now.
All right, what's up? Sorry. I'm a little bit disappointed. We should have had more goals again. Another offside. It's just every single game now.
That was annoying. And it's like by 0.2 inches, dude. Like
every single game, man. It's really annoying. Jesus Ferreira missed the easiest header of anyone's life. Paul Rothrock could have just slid it in the second half, completely straight at the keeper. And this is what I'm saying. We need more clinical players. Paul Rothrock and Jesus Ferreira just aren't doing it for me in the big moments. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they can play any good little pass, be in the right position. But when it comes to the final third, the final touch, the final shot, you have to be that step up to be a real good player. And I think Ryan Kent is that. Even though he wasn't effective in the first half, he really stepped up in the second half and got a really, really good assist to Osaze. I mean, Osaze is just great. He reminds me of Benjamin Šeško, being able to jump up so high, so fast, really good feet in the final third. We saw that in the first half. I am a bit disappointed. Again, we had so many opportunities. We could have scored 4 or 5 more. But
I hear where you're coming from in that. Like, it's not even just this game. Like, it was last game too, where you get the win and you do score 2 goals, but you're left feeling like there was a lot left on the table, which on one hand is frustrating. On the other hand, to me, that indicates that the chance generation has been quite good. And stuff like balls off the post like that's like variant stuff where if you just keep spamming chances and generating them at the clip that they are, then you're going to start to see those fall. And you might actually get those games where you put up 3, 4, 5, or 7 against Cruz Azul. But I know what you mean. Especially in this game too, in the first half, to have the Yeimar and Ferreira one off the post, then the PK off the post, and then have them score. You're like, it could be 3-0 and 3-0 Seattle, and it's 1-0 them. So
I feel like we need Kent and De La Vega to start, because Kent is very good on the right as well. Kent has shown that at Rangers. He's very good on the right, just as well on the left. We need to start both of them because they're very, very good players. And De La Vega, man, this tournament, I see it as an opportunity to see where our players are at for MLS in the MLS playoffs, because there's a lot of rotation, because 1 in 3 games, a whole game in 3 days. Sorry. We need a lot of rotation, so we get a checkup on each player, see where they're at right now. And I feel like Kent, every single game, it feels like he gets an assist. And De La Vega, my God, came off the bench, 2 bangers, and just so good on the wing, being able to go in and out of players if he needs to. A couple times gets dispossessed. He's getting better on that. I feel like those are 2 starters on the wing. I feel like Osaze up front over Musovski, even though Musovski got a goal.
That's a spicy take. Moose has 10 goals all comps.
Yeah, but Osaze's big and he can get up. I feel like if Osaze was our starter, he would maybe have.
There's a more intriguing potential ceiling with Osaze. Like I'm fully on the allure of Osaze page just because of how he's been producing, but just his like profile type of forward he is would be a big asset to this team.
Actually reminds me of Noah Ohio when I watched him. He really, really does have that same sort of play style, just not as defined. It comes with time. It comes with time and experience. But if we can get Osaze, my God, it might be a hot take, but I feel like he could become the all-time leading goal scorer for the club if we give him the chances that he needs. And if we have Manungu, he needs to be a sub every single game, as I've said before, and get him some minutes. My God, we have a really good team, but I feel like Brian Schmetzer just isn't utilizing it how he could get the max potential,
The Ryan Kent on the right thing is something that my thing is like, well, you did it with De La Vega and that worked, so why not try it with Ryan Kent? But all right, Trav, I got a few people in the queue behind you here. 100%. But any last takes or anything you wanted to get out there?
Fuck Portland.
All right, that's they couldn't quite get it done against Club America tonight. The Timbies got a red card and then lost the shootout
from Club America. Pathetic.
Yeah. So they're kind of at the mercy of the other results tomorrow. So that'll be nice and nerve-wracking for them. But all right, Trav, good stuff as always, man. Thanks for calling in. We'll talk to you on the next one.
Cheers. I'll see you
later. All right, we got Kenny. Got Kenny up next. Kenny.
What's up, Ari?
Man? Floor is yours. Floor is yours. 2-1 over Club Tijuana. 3 straight Liga MX teams go down at the hands of the Seattle Sounders, and they finish as the only MLS club to be perfect through Phase 1 in Leagues Cup 2025. How are you feeling?
They're the only club to go perfect, right? Is any Mexican club perfect? I don't think so.
No. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I've been saying MLS club, but yeah.
+9 goal differential. Is that correct?
Yeah. +9, 11-2.
+9, not bad at all. I wanted to actually start off with like some non-match things, like for this whole week of games in Leagues Cup, they've been doing the club introduced the Vamos Sounders Club, and it's like for Spanish speakers, and it was giving 2 free tickets, $15 for each additional one. Bro, I got 5 tickets. I got like 25 fucking people into this game with those free tickets, boy. I got a whole fucking like Mexican little soccer team to come too. They were all up in the tunnel, like high-fiving the players and stuff. I love that kind of outreach from the club. Like, they're making all those kids fans for life. They got them all hats and shit and all kinds of merch, and got to high-five all the players. Got to high-five Tijuana players too coming out. And they're all Latino kids too, so it's extra special kind of moment. And so I was sitting with all the Latino people in the Vamos Club. It was like VIP entrance, fast entrance through the lines and everything, and it was cool. It was a kind of a somewhat different atmosphere. It's a very diverse atmosphere at every Sounders game, but this one was very everybody's screaming and cussing in Spanish and stuff. All the kids are playing and like getting into the game and everything. So I took at least 2 people to their first game that I know of, and then I sent that link out to everybody, man. And I know a lot of people who go to their first Sounders match because of this.
That's sick, man. Yeah, that kind of stuff is that's what's fun about these international tournaments is you get different types of atmospheres, different types of crowds, and it just creates like sort of a unique experience, unique environment, and creates new fans, like you said. So, I mean, that's cool to hear that hopefully like they're taking steps to kind of maximize that type of stuff that they can get out of having like an international tournament like this.
And then I guess getting into the game, it's good that they maximized the opportunity for their youngsters to get a game. We really rotated into this game. I mean, I guess there was only 4 starters changed, I believe. The fullbacks, the striker, and 1 winger. One winger was different, right?
I think it was more changes than that.
It was both wingers. It was both wingers, wasn't it?
Was the fullback, both wingers, the striker,
and that's
the double pivot, the 10 were the same.
Yep.
But it
and
was
the goalie was the same. But yeah, got some good run out for them. Like the last caller was saying, I loved Osaze's technical ability in the in and around. Just under pressure. I feel like that's something we may have been missing. Like, not that our strikers can't hold it up, but there was a lot of intent with his play tonight. I couldn't jive with like the starter club goal record. He lost me on that part, but he looks like a solid piece. He looks like he's at his level, man. He's playing against Mexicans and Mexican clubs and scoring on them. So Osaze really has impressed me in this tournament. Kalani, just Energizer Bunny, man. That guy's bred for this club.
He is. He's like the classic. Like
Gasser.
When he started playing regularly, I was like, this is a classic Brian Schmetzer player.
Classic Seattle player, man.
Yeah.
Some of the injuries were really concerning to me. Like you were saying, I haven't heard any updates on Albert. Who else was it? Kent got hurt, right? And
yep.
I know Alex took a knock as well, but he's a tough kid. Tough kid.
Exactly.
All right. He looked great. Again.
Kenny, one more take, Cook. Go for it, and then I gotta get the rest of this queue on here.
Noah, Ohio, who? Noah, Ohio, who? Noah, Ohio. No, just kidding, brother. Appreciate you, Ari. Let him go.
Thanks, Kenny. Appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you on the next one. All right, Hunch, I'm sorry to make you wait, but Nico Moreno, Lobbing Scorchers kickoff co-host, called in, and he's still at the field here, so I'm going to bring him on for just a couple minutes here to so he can get headed home, which is what I'm going to do relatively soon here. But Nico, what's up, dude? Sorry I ignored your call. I was in the middle of the show. Thanks for calling in, though. What did you think of this match tonight? And I guess phase one overall, with Seattle being the only club in either league, as Kenny just pointed out, to go 3-0-0. How are you feeling about all this?
Good. Yeah, I mean, I called you because I thought I'd catch you, but they locked you in there, so I could not get in. So I was like, they locked the doors to where you're at. So I was like, well, all right.
Oh shit! I hope I can get out.
I'm pretty sure you can from the inside. I hope that you can. If not, yeah, you have
if
to call
not, you're gonna have to bust my ass out of here. I mean, I was here at this exact same time the other night, so.
Yeah, no, it's all good. In terms of what the Sounders did, man, I think it's remarkable, right? I mean, it's not every day that an MLS club that consistently gets a lot of crap, for lack of a better term, for not signing a lot of big time players and maybe, and fairly so, maybe not adding as many signings as other clubs. I think that, going head to head with some of Mexico's best teams and coming across undefeated, while, you got teams like Puebla that are bottom of the barrel in Liga MX going through. You got a team like Juarez being a Cinderella story, beating a team like Cincinnati that, spent probably more on one player than Seattle has in, half of their roster. So that's merit to a team that has a lot of talent, and maybe the ceiling and the potential that you saw against Cruz Azul is not going to be something that you do all the time, and that's obvious. And I think that's what everybody should do, because if you continue to use that as a marker of where this team should be, you're going to come out disappointed pretty quickly. Just put that in the back pocket, frame that memory of that 7-0 game. I think it's something to build on, and it shows that this team, has a lot of talented players. But overall, I think that these types of wins, when you have a Xolos teams that was going to come in here, that were going to defend you deep with 2 deep blocks. They were going to force you to break them down. They were going to concede you possession. Loco Abreu is a very animated coach that his stamp is that physicalness, that tempo. And Seattle was able to match it, specifically in the second half. I thought they were a little bit flat in the first half. I agree with your point on Ryan Kent not being as effective on the first half. And Ryan Kent, to me, he wasn't brilliant, but he was good enough to deserve the time that he got on the field today. I thought that in the second half, obviously the assist, but it wasn't just that. It wasn't just him getting on the goal contribution stats. It was more of what he did with the ball. He was a lot more vertical. I thought that he did a lot of positive stuff for the team. But the rotational components, I think that's the best thing out of today's match. Osasi getting a goal, Osasi being a guy that continues to earn more minutes. I still think that the Danny Misovsky experiment is alive. Brian called him the Messiah. Did you hear that? Were you?
I saw a bunch of people saying that in our chat, but I didn't realize that was a Schmetz quote. He called him the
That
Messiah.
was a Schmetz quote. He said, "The Messiah saved us again." That literally.
Did not say that. Are you messing with me right now?
I am not messing with you. Called him the Messiah. My jaw near hit the floor. So it's clearly gonna be a thing where he's gonna continue to be.
You got the Messiah. You got Georgie getting sent off for the Christ shirt. I mean, this is divine intervention, folks.
Man, I'm telling you that is, you got all of the, wonderful takes there with Jesus Ferreira and the Messiah. I mean, it's honestly something that maybe sounds kind of funny, but you got to give Moose credit. He comes in, he gets to the right ball at the right time, puts it away. I think maybe the criticism on Jesus is a bit much. I thought that he had a lot of good other plays in this game where he created some really good passes. He put himself in some very good positions. And yes, of course, you're always going to judge Ferreira by the goals. I talked to him after the game. He told me that a lot of people wanted to see him go down with that header. But to his point, the goalkeeper was right there. So he tried to kind of go up so he would keep it away from the goalkeeper.
Okay, so that was calculated. That's interesting.
It was calculated.
What I was going to say about that play in particular, because I know, people are going to give him a hard time for that. He's right in front of goal. Oh, pretty much just put it anywhere other than that, and it's a goal. I feel like that's just pretty unlucky, man. That's most times he hits that, it's going to be a goal. But it smashed it off the post, which is unfortunate, but it does happen. And it's also those situations, obviously, you want them to be goals, but you also want guys getting in those high percentage spots, which is something that he's been doing a much better job lately over the last month or so. So that should have been a goal, but he's been in good enough form lately. And, everyone knows I've been a defender the whole time, but he's been in good enough form lately where I'm not going to crush him that much over it, even though it was dude, how is that not a goal?
I love me some Jesus Ferreira, man. I've gotten a lot of heat too, but today he had a pass that is just very methodical and he kind of hits it. And I forgot who's the player that kind of goes through and doesn't put it away. It's that play where I think it's Albert ends up getting the ball and then he passes it out to Kalani, and Kalani doesn't really shoot it. He kind of passes it in and it goes nowhere. But if you look at Jesus' link-up play throughout the game, I thought it was outstanding. His pressure and defensive moments were very good. Look, to be honest, I'm just very pleased with what the overall team was able to do today and what they've been able to do through the tournament. And look, obviously, you got to go home and I got to go home, but I want to leave you with this. The team is trending in the right direction. I know that there's been offside calls. There's been a whole bunch of those. There have been moments where maybe the team hasn't scored. They've been missed penalties, all these things. But Seattle generating and being as aggressive and as on the front foot as they have been, I think is a huge positive for this team. A year ago, maybe even 2 years ago, we were wondering why this team was unable to create chances and why they were unable to put the ball in the back of the net. And now we're getting that. I mean, this team, I think they put up 22 shots today or 26 shots today. Their XG was over 4. I'm not a guy, I'm not a stats guy, but I know that we have a very XG driven audience. So let me say that, right? I mean, this team offensively has done very well, and people need to be encouraged by at least that element of the game.
That's a great point, because we talked so much about how much this team on offense was like pulling teeth for the first like half of last year, and then it got better. They brought it back and had a strong finish to the season. But it's funny. Last year, if you asked me what I had the most confidence in and would hang my hat on with this team, it would have been the defense. Now it's easily the offense. Like, the defense has been spotty this year, and they've been pretty leaky at times. This offense right now is like turbo powered. Like, they're generating crazy XG and bamming goals every single game, and they just dropped 7 on Cruz Azul. So like that should not be overlooked. It's a good point. But I'll let you. Look,
hopefully Albert is okay. I think that's the toughest.
Anything about Albert or Ryan Kent?
He said that they were both hamstrings, that he's going to have to get them checked out to figure out what the severity of those are. At first hand, it kind of feels like Albert's might be tougher than Ryan's, which is unfortunate. Hopefully it's not. Jeremiah looked at his history of hamstrings. It's not really there. So maybe his recovery time will be better because he hasn't suffered one in the past. But I thought Ferreira did very well when he had to move into that 10 position. That red card is generated at the end of the game off of a Jesus Ferreira through ball to Obed Vargas out of that 10 position. And that should have been a goal, but the guy obviously takes down Obed and he gets the red. So, that's exactly why I am so on the Jesus Ferreira train, and I haven't got off. I've been on it from the beginning. I haven't got off, and I really think that he's going to be a guy that's going to continue to produce. But Ari, you the man, audience. I love the Lobbing Scorchers audience always. I'm going to try to get out of here. Call me if you cannot get out of there, and then I will get back to you with a crowbar. I got a crowbar in the car. You let me know.
I hope they didn't lock my ass in here. We're about to find out. But yeah, thanks, Nico. I'll catch you later, and see you for the next episode of Kickoff as well, brother.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
Have a good one. All right, we're gonna close it out with Hunch. Gonna bring him to the stage right now and give him the floor. Hunch, sorry about that. Thanks for waiting, though, man.
Yeah.
Floor is yours. Perfect. Sure. 3-0-0. Only club in either league to do it. 2-1 over Tijuana. How you feeling?
Pretty good. Never can complain about a win, especially, and then moving on in the tournament. That's fantastic. And by the way, you don't have to apologize to me, man. I don't expect to be on here. Matter of fact, I'd prefer to not be on here. I'm just happy to provide content, and if I can be supportive, I'm happy to do it. And I would say this: I love to hear from the post game folks like that are at the match and afterwards. Not so much press, but Nico's the exception. Nico's fearless in how he provides opinions and looks at the good and the bad. So absolutely love hearing from him. Have no qualms waiting. And like I said, if you don't get to me in any given show, that is 100% perfectly fine.
Appreciate that, man.
Okay, so I got 2 parts here. I got the current match and then going forward. And I'll fly through what I can here. I think Masowski got me out of the match.
Ooh, okay. He did have a nice goal. Was there more to that take?
I disagree with it. Clearly the man of the match was the left post.
Oh,
had more saves.
Oh, Musovski got awarded it. I thought you were saying
he did.
Okay.
No, he was actually awarded it. I think the left post actually is the one who deserves it.
Yeah, God.
But I Moose didn't score in the first 2 matches, and he worked his butt off. So I am glad, especially coming in with short minutes. He's just, potent as he was. And I'll circle back to the center forwards and going forward there, but we're in good shape. Both wingers being out, man. No Pedro, no Rothrock. Christian is a one-man engine, and as much as he exerts, he doesn't inspire a stamina-driven team by himself.
He still looks pretty gassed to me right now. There were still
Yes.
more of those giveaways that like he just doesn't make when he's at full strength. So he and Obed both, man, they're putting it in, playing every single minute of every single game still, and still playing at a high level, even though you can tell they're tired.
No,
but,
100%. I'm not criticizing what I'm saying. He goes box to box, but it's just like no one on the team seems to like want to match him. But when you add Rothrock or add Pedro or add them both, the rest of the team just kind of picks up their level. It's like these guys are running, we're going. And we had both of them off, and it looked like it. It looked like we were out for a walk in that first half. And I mean, not for nothing, not complaining. 3 first halves, 3 no goals, or 3 shutouts. That's not great. I mean, you can't argue with the totals and the wins, but if you come out in the front foot here against Tijuana, you put them away, they got nothing to play for in the second half.
Yeah, if you're nitpicking how this game went, it's that they didn't dust it in the first half because they had the chances to. Like they very much could have, and it was kind of a similar vibe of the last game. But I guess the positive aspect of that is they're generating so many of these chances to barely miss, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. I mean, Brian's own words: goals change games.
Yeah,
goals would have changed this game in the first half to put Tijuana out in the second half, and potentially you save both Rusnak and Kent from injury if you want to get to that point. I'm not going to extrapolate that far, but I'm saying maybe that's a different scenario. But to that point, Rusnak being out, I'm going to guess he's probably going to be out a couple games. Severe, not severe. They're not going to take any chances. Really interested to see Jesus, who I would bet slot into that spot.
Yeah, he will.
That could be super interesting. And now Jesus has had enough time to build some chemistry over the season with the rest of the players. I mean, we already started with the Vargas red card right there. He's got good vision, and then he's lethal if the ball comes back to him for some reason, in the same way that Rusnak has. So I'm not in doubt there. I'll be glad to have both, if not either one of them, back going into the next round. Kent, I think, showed that he's better running onto the ball. Like when he's in possession and sits back on his heels and he offers up the ball to try and beat someone, they just take it from him. But when he's running onto it, when he's in possession, I mean, he got his assist tonight from that. So maybe we just need to hit him in sort of a different method on the wing as opposed to letting him bring it up the wing himself. I don't know. Center forward, man. I mean, you got Osaze, who imagine what he's going to be like after a full season of training and off-season training going into next year.
Yeah, man.
Especially if he puts on 10 pounds or something like that and gets a little bit faster on top of it. He is going to be a beast. You got the poacher that's Moose. So, I mean, a good 1-2. And if not him, you've got Jordan. I mean, can you imagine the heading targets if you've got Jordan and Osaze in the same game up top in a 4-4-2 or something like that?
Ooh, Jordan and Osaze, dual strikers playing off each other?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So U22 striker or not, I would say it's still a good thing to do because if we can develop, you know
what? Screw the U22 striker. Give me Osaze. Give me Osaze de Rosario.
No, 100%.
That's
100%. But we need to be mindful of, we need to bring in players that we can, if we don't have them stay here, we can push them on at a sale. Like something that we profit from that through development. And we haven't done that. And look at the spending of the club over the last, whatever, since 2019. And they showed that like the Sounders haven't spent like $12 million, whatever. But a U22 is a higher chance to profit. Let's put it that way. Like if they come in and they're effective, then we push them on or winger. But yeah, I mean, if we didn't, I'm fine given that these guys are the stable. But yeah. Now, overall, let's talk tournament. Let's talk going forward.
Let's do it.
This is going to sound contrarian. I've been to every match. I normally wouldn't care. This is the second year Leagues Cup. And I'm not deriding it. But in terms of how this tournament has operated, how it's organized, and some of the rules in it, it's a freaking clown show, dude. It's an absolute clown show. Like the top 4 seeds of both teams, and then like who gets hosted. And I feel bad for all these Mexican teams are having to go on the road for all this. I mean, they look like we do when we go into CONCACAF Champions League. We're in our preseason; they're in their midseason.
Yeah, a couple things on that. Number one, I've been saying that I agree that for this tournament to be fully balanced, you would need like Liga MX teams to have hosting rights. I don't know if this was true, but as I understand it, like what I was told is that part of the reason that MLS teams are hosting every game is because that's how, I don't know about all of the Liga MX teams, but a lot of the Liga MX teams want it that way, actually. Like, weirdly enough, they see it as a way to kind of like expand their brand and their fan bases to like play the games here. Well, and yeah, like they have a lot of them, like like Club America and Chivas and those like clubs like that, CF Monterrey, they have absolutely massive fan bases here. Club America has a bigger fan base in this country than any MLS team. Like, I think that's pretty like undeniably true. So it may like, I guess it makes sense, but like to me, like Seattle had like such a clear advantage, like hosting all these games. I feel absolutely no sympathy or remorse for the fact that they took advantage of that, like they did. That's like the upshot of cultivating a fortress over the course of like 15 years, is that if you have a situation where you're hosting games like this, you get the advantage and you get the chance to like capitalize on that. But as for the format itself, it's definitely kind of weird, and I think probably needs to be tweaked and perfected a little bit. But I did think there was something compelling, I guess, about having every single, like I was going into this game tonight and I was like, man, like Seattle 7-0'd Cruz Azul. They got a big win in their next game over another Liga MX team, Santos Laguna. And then it's like, if they lose tonight, they're out. Like literally, like that doesn't even mean anything that they dropped 7 and have the most goals and the best GD over 2 games. If they lose, they are out. There is zero margin for error. Every game is like, you have to be pretty much perfect, like to make you can't lose. You can't lose a game
right now. That's because MLS has been dominating the Liga MX teams because they're basically in their preseason, and so we're competing against the other MLS teams, not against anybody else. And it could come down to a group. Like somebody could have an easier group and somebody could have a difficult group, and it's like they could be a better team, but they're not going to get out of there compared to the MLS results that all the other teams. And that's why I said it's kind of ridiculous. I will say this. I don't think any of the teams we faced have nearly had the fervor or the vigor of any of the CONCACAF Champions League matches we ever played in. I don't think any of those 3 teams were playing at that level.
I mean, Cruz Azul certainly was not. I think Santos Laguna and Tijuana, they're not that good, like in general. And to me, I don't know how you saw it, but like to me, it felt like Tijuana's game plan was pretty clearly like absorb pressure and counter, which doesn't like lend itself to like an exciting CONCACAF end-to-end frantic style game. So
they weren't even gamesmanshiping like Santos was trying.
Yeah,
I mean they kind of did, but not to the same level. I mean, it was a night and day difference between those 2 teams.
Tijuana was time wasting a little bit, which I'm like, you guys, do you want to advance? Like, you need to beat Seattle by like 3 or 4 goals right here. Like grinding out the 1-0, you're still going to get eliminated.
Which brings me to the next thing. How in the world, I've watched multiple matches, not just ours. How in the world we're the only team to end up with an 8-second corner kick penalty? And you could have written an essay, a dissertation on time wasting by just watching Tijuana in this game, and it never even came up. Not even come on. Like, if you're gonna have the rule and you're gonna make a deal about it, do it. Otherwise, stop talking about it. Like, that was nonsense.
Which game was that where they got called for that?
The very first one against Cruz Azul.
Yeah,
it was in live play. It wasn't even a stop ball, which makes it even more egregious. Where it's like you can waste twice the time. Ugh. So just, I mean, between that and going back, speaking of which, the yellow cards, we lost a player due to a celebration. So what you're telling me is if you just don't pick up a foul, it's okay to celebrate? Like if Georgie just didn't happen to have a first yellow, it's fine.
He would have gotten a yellow.
Yeah, but who cares at that point? It's just one.
Yeah. I think that's where the situational awareness has to come into play, because you do see it happen every so often. It happened to someone on the Defiance a couple years ago where
but the penalty
they were on a yellow and then took their shirt off. Oh, it was damn it, I can't remember. Like you see it happen every so often where guys forget that they're on a yellow already, take their shirt off after a goal and get sent off for it.
So it's circumstantial. So Georgie should have given his shirt underneath to someone else who was not going to score a goal, and it still could have been fine. He wouldn't have gotten a red. My point being is this: it's punitive in a dumb way because it's not meant to curb the behavior. If they wanted to curb the behavior, make it a red card. No one would do it. That's how you stop it. But it's not about that. It's about being ticky-tack and nonsense for whatever dumb reason that they still have their logic.
We had a couple, because Nico and I were talking on kickoff about how we think that's a dumb rule. We had a couple people commenting saying that they think it's because of sponsorship stuff. Like the jersey sponsors want there to be seen in these big moments where guys are celebrating goals. And if you have guys ripping their jerseys off and tossing them around and stuff, you like that to me, that is not a good reason. Like that the sponsors can deal with it. Guys should be allowed to just take their jerseys off to celebrate goals. It's like a fun thing that no one has a problem with. So like, I understand, capitalism rules all. But
that's not about stopping the behavior. A yellow card, I mean, it just happens to be circumstantial if it would stop somebody. If they're in the 93rd minute and they score and they don't have a yellow, why wouldn't they do it? And you talk about press and coverage and photo op, guarantee you that's going to get more, that's going to have more legs than somebody who scores in the 3rd minute and does it and they lose the game, right? Like I said, it's just a silly rule. Either have it and make it effective or get rid of it. Last thing I'll say, other than the nonsense and the clown show nature of how this tournament is run, is this whole hosting thing. That the Galaxy could end up hosting their round and the final because they won MLS Cup.
It's pretty funny how that worked out because if you had told, like, I didn't really think much of that, like in principle, but the fact that they're so bad this year, if you're below 1 point per game, you should lose that. You should lose that hosting right.
Well, what if they don't even qualify? Like, what if they don't make it to the next round? Then what? And here's what it should be. Going into this, whatever, even though, because if they're going to seed this, let's do it. It should be the last 4 CONCACAF winners. Ideally, if they're Liga MX or MLS. And just have that rotating be the next round of 4 games, whoever it is. So that's a reward, because we're rewarding a team that won a championship a year ago. Like, why isn't it well, maybe it is the Liga MX.
I don't think we would really think much of that if they were performing at the level of any normal defending champion. They're just the literal worst team in the league right now. So them getting hosting rights in a tournament like this is just, I mean, it's whatever. I don't even think they're gonna. I think they need some stuff to break for them to.
It's not that they're terrible and they don't deserve to host it. It's that what's the point of having this seeding if it's not going to matter? Like, if we have to play like 2 or 3 road games as being the top qualifying team when they have seeded 1 through 4 against each other going forward, then who cares about seeding? Like, this is just dumb.
That is a good point. I was thinking of it more just like they're terrible and they don't deserve it, which I think is
that's gas on the fire. Is what that is.
Yeah, exactly. But all right, Hunch, I got to try and break out of Lumen Field. Apparently, you might have looked me in here. You guys will find out. I'll fire up a stream tomorrow if I'm still in here and have someone come rescue me. But thanks for calling in, man. Good talking to you as always, and we'll catch you on the next one. Appreciate you, man. Take care. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. As I said, I have to try and break out of this broadcast room at Lumen. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, please like the video. Before I go though, I got some super chats to blast through that I kind of forgot to do while I was in the zone with calls. So I'm just going to hit these. We got Jose becoming a YouTube member. Thank you, man. That's awesome. Great way to support the show. Joined by Daniel Dang. Jose and Daniel, appreciate you guys. That's big time. We got Sklar. Thank you for the $5 super. Appreciate you. Leagues Cup is fun. I mean, it's pretty fun when you're 3-0-0 with 11 goals and a +9 GD and the only club in either league to run phase 1. Like, that was pretty fun. And also, not only was phase 1 fun for the Seattle Sounders in general, but the Cruz Azul game was legendary. I mean, and the nice thing about the fact that they made sure that they advanced is that it takes away at least one caveat that if they had not advanced, like say they lost this game and didn't advance, the Cruz Azul game, it would still have been fire, but it would not have had the same, it wouldn't have hit the same. But now that it came in the context of them running the phase 1 table, hell yeah. And then we got Rob closing it out with the $1. Appreciate you, Rob. Every single super counts and helps support and grow our show. So thank you guys. All right. I'm hitting the road on that 12:17 a.m. exit. Let's go. Closing down the press box. Hopefully I can get out of here. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Like the video. More content on the way. Podcasts, Lobbing Scorchers kickoff. We got all that. Catch you guys then. Peace.
Some people come to Lumen Field for the tactics, for the soccer, the atmosphere, and some come for Paul Rothrock's hair. Me personally, I come for both, because I have agendas to push. Live soccer isn't just better, it's way more personal. From making friends to becoming the guy in your section that's just constantly yelling about advanced statistics. Get tickets to any Sounders match by visiting lobbingscorchers.com/tickets. You support the pod, our agendas, the vibes, and the chaos.